All right, so I just finished. I just finished tonight's stream, and I was debating whether I was going to do this or not, and I made up my mind. I'm going to do it. So, last night, for those of you who, for some reason, live under a rock, pretty much ended the political primary season with the votes in Indiana. But before I go further, let me put where I come from on this. I'm a older millennial. I work hard. I currently drive light and medium duty trucks for a local dry cleaning service. I put in anywhere between 7 and 11 hours a day, sometimes 6. Lately it's going to be closer towards 11. And I work hard for what I do. I pretty much right now stream games for the fun of it. I'm currently sitting on quite a bit of debt from the IRS because of when my used computer business went under. And I'm not looking for charity. Don't look at it that way. I'm merely telling you this to show you where I come from when I look at the political field as a whole. I look at how things are going currently politically and how they are in the rule of law. You have President Obama, who we've had now for 8 years. The news outlets keep telling us that everything's going hunky-dory and every problem is the Republicans' fault. Where if you put in any effort, and I mean any effort, outside of just listening to any news outlet and just taking them at their face value, you'll find out there's BS being hidden. You'll find out that Obama, who said he'd be a president that would be above politics, has done nothing but push forward wish lists, and as soon as they get denied, blame the Republicans on it. He's been doing nothing but playing politics for 6 years now. And the 2 years he wasn't, he pushed forward plans that didn't work. The two big ones being the stimulus and, of course, Obamacare, or the Affordable Health Care Act, for those of you who care what it's called. So clearly in my mind, as someone who is in the middle, a moderate, clearly this isn't working. These plans are they're not working at all. And even for those of you who said all you need to do is get rid of those Republicans, Democrats in there so that it would be nothing but whatever Obama wanted, I say BS to you because the 2 years he had, he accomplished nothing except for make my tax return look even smaller. Oh, and make it so I can't afford health care. That was great, by the way. I totally need to watch a $700 chunk of my income vanish every year. That's fantastic, by the way. Fantastic. So I've been extremely invested in the primary process, and for the most part I stayed out. I just wanted to listen to all the candidates state their case. On the Democrat side, you had basically nothing. You had Hillary Clinton echoing Obama, which, God, that's no. Just no. And then you have Bernie Sanders preaching straight up socialism. And as a guy who had his own computer business, that's no. God, no. Then I look at the Republican side. And there are some interesting ideas put out. Before I could do any research and puzzle out in my head with what limited economical knowledge I have of seeing whether they'd work or not, they all just dropped one by one like flies. Until finally all those left was Cruz, who had a tax plan I didn't completely agree with, but at least he was someone with some experience and actually proved he'd fight and not just lay back and just take whatever. Kasich, who was so stupid he didn't even realize he was eliminated out of the race, but still stayed in and wasted money like an idiot. And then you had Donald Trump. What could I even say about Trump that hasn't been said before? The surprising thing is quite a lot. Because here's the thing. One thing everyone kept ignoring with Trump, and a lot of people went out of their way to intentionally ignore this, is the moment he'd say one absurd thing, he would quietly, off in some other news network, say the exact opposite quietly. I'm gonna build a wall and get all the illegals out. I'm not gonna do that. No. The list goes on. That's the biggest one off the top of my head. And then, of course, let's not even dream that he wasn't going out and insulting everyone left and right like a playground bully. The likes of which I've never seen. And I was a nerd in middle and high school. I got picked on all the time. But yesterday, I believe Indiana decided that the fighting needed to stop. And the majority just gave in to Trump. So now, for the 2016 general election, my choice is between a loudmouth, obnoxious, annoying, ugly politician who at every possible turn does everything just to pander, and Hillary Clinton. Who do you vote for? Do you take the loudmouth, orange-skinned, racist, bigoted idiot that managed to con a bunch of angry people who legitimately wanted the best for their country? Or do you vote for Hillary? Either way you vote, more than likely, your taxes will go up. Any illegal immigration problem will not be solved. Any sort of financial debt that the country has, that will increase. National spending will go up. The government will get bigger. The government will become more inefficient. And the government will give fewer cares under either their rules. So who do you pick? Either way, you get the same thing. But of course, that's not the most annoying part. You know what the most annoying part about this upcoming election? It's not Trump. It's not Hillary. It's not going to be all the attack ads. Not going to be any of that. It's going to be the Trump supporters themselves. The same Trump supporters who kept saying they were this group that was sick of it, just sick of everything that was wrong in government, and was too stupid, too blind, unable to care, and just didn't bother for 1 nanosecond to actually do any research about their own candidate. And when it comes to something, and this brings to a bigger point, when it comes to something this serious, you need to forget the memes. You need to forget Can't Stump Trump. You need to forget Make America Great Again. You need to forget Ratto. You need to forget Shillery. You need to forget all of that. That's all fun and games. But when you're talking about something like this, when you're talking about electing a new president, that goes well beyond your personal feelings. It affects you. It affects your family. It affects your friends. It affects your city. It affects your state. It affects your country. And it, more importantly, affects the entire world. And y'all screwed up. All of you Trump supporters, you screwed up. You screwed up by being blind idiots. You screwed up by spreading your same brainless dogma to everyone else. Because here's the thing. I might be in the middle, but now I got nothing. And what's more amusing to me and also sad is that I look at the Democrat side and see no solution. There is none. There's no solution over there. What's the solution? More of the same crap? Super. I look forward to that amounting to nothing. I look forward to just shelling out 30% of my check every week to the government. See my taxes keep going up. See none of that money back. I'll never see it again. And I'll have nothing to show for it except for even more pointless, worthless bureaucracy that amounted to nothing. Or better yet, claiming it goes to the poor and watching 1 nickel out of every dollar that goes to tax, that goes to those programs, actually end up in those who need it. Pro job. So the Democrats have no answer. What about the Republicans? Well, the blithering idiots that are the Trump supporters burned the house down. And now Trump stands on the ashes of this burnt down house, looks back at it and goes, "Oh, I guess we needed that, huh? Well, good going." And then you wonder. And in fact, that's the funniest thing was actually listening all day today on the road to the various shows and listening to these Trump supporters, trying to get everyone else to just join them, just because. I have never heard such terrible, inexcusable reasons to hop onto any bandwagon. I will tell you this. The only hope that we have to make any sort of progress for these next 4 years, the top of the ticket doesn't matter. Trump, Hillary, what does it matter? Either way, you get the same thing. You still should go out and vote. But I ask you, regardless of wherever you are, I mean, within the United States, obviously, do your research. Look into the track record of your congressman, and if you have one up for election, your senator, that are up for election or re-election. Look at what they stand for. Look at how many of them have a plan. Because it's going to be up to the Congress to keep the offensively bad idiots that are Hillary Clinton and Trump in check. Because either way, you get failure. Either way, you have a president that's a failure from day one. They're both terrible. They both are going to amount to the same thing. It's going to be up to the Congress and the Senate to keep them from causing any serious damage. So we need to make sure that those who get into the Congress do it right. They need to hold the line. Absolutely, without fail. In the meantime, I think I'm going to need this to get through this political season. Yeah. This is going to suck.